even want to see your face.
I don't want to be
Then
near
go.
your fat ass,
Then
okay?
go.
Shut the f up.
That's weird.
Well, hello, we are live and in color. It's your boy, Kris Avalon. Welcome to a brand new episode of On the Line. Yes, I'm doing another one because I have been gone for a while. So, you know, when I got some tea, I gotta get on the line and I gotta spill it. So thank you all for tuning in once again to a brand new episode of On the Line. I am your host, Kris Avalon. And basically what the show is, I just jump on the line really quick and give you like what, you know, basically what's going on in the latest trending hot stories and hot topics and all that good stuff. So I got 3 stories that I want to get to really quickly, and then I'm gonna jump off and let y'all go about y'all business, you know, and all that good stuff. So for all of you watching, thank you, thank you, thank you. And for those of you who will be watching later on who are watching the live, thank you. And those who are watching it as it's been already uploaded and taped, how you doing? Or as Wendy Williams would say, how you doing? But anyway, so the first topic I want to get to, yeah, we have the On the Line theme song by Enigma. We need to shout him out, by the way. HBO Max. You know, HBO Max has really been pushing it in regards of a lot of their, you know, their streaming programs. In regard, especially when it comes to reality competition. Now, you know, they have Legendary, which I'm going to get to talking about that in a second. But first, I want to talk about this following topic. So now we got Legendary over at HBO Max, but we also have a Magic Mike series, reality competition series, coming to HBO Max as well. The working title is called The Real Magic Mike. They haven't come up with a title yet, but they're saying it's the working title, but who knows? They might actually just keep calling it Real Magic Mike. But anyway, so the word on the curb is that Magic Mike star Adam Rodriguez is returning to the world of male strippers. Yeah, I said strippers with a C, but that's how they say it down in South Carolina. Rodriguez, you know, played Tito in both the 2012 and 2015 films, is going to be starring, well, he's going to be playing the role as Mentor. They don't have, I have no idea who the judges are on this series. I just hope that these are people who are entertaining, who are interesting personalities, who have really interesting personalities. And also, hopefully they got some, that they're really good at giving, you know, throwing shade and giving some real interesting criticisms. Now, the series is from the producers behind the Magic Mike franchise and live shows, begins production next month in Las Vegas and is set to debut on HBO Max later this year. Now, as you know, Channing Tatum, who started who's played, you know, in, you know, the lead role in the film was based on his life, that, you know, he started as a stripper before he became an actor. So the executive producer is going to be Channing Tatum and Steven Soderbergh, who directed the films. Now, the competition series will transform a group of men into real-life Magic Mikes. Now, 10 men who have lost their magic will come together, bearing their souls and more as they learn to perform routines, with one being crowned the real Magic Mike. The winner will pocket a cash prize and an opportunity to perform on the Magic Mike live stage in Las Vegas. Bitch, now, If there's anything I know, is strippers, because I tip them a lot of coin and I do go to a lot of nightclubs. So that would be the perfect job for me. If y'all need a judge, bitch, hello, I am available. Like I can be shady when I need to be, and I can offer some constructive criticism. Um, yeah, this sounds like an interesting show, but I don't know. When it comes to straight people doing shows about strippers, I don't know. Y'all really don't be giving it like the gays do. So I don't necessarily know if this show might work. I gotta see a trailer. I gotta see how this show is put together. I need to see a little something, something, because while things look great on paper, and yes, Adam Rodriguez is hot. I should say that. I've been watching him since CSI Miami and a bunch of other TV shows that he's done over the years. And yeah, he's not a big name. He's known, but he's not a big name. Because quiet as it's kept, I actually thought that the perfect choice for a judge would have been Joe Manganiello. But he is married to one of the richest Colombian actors on TV, Sofia Vergara. So maybe he's a bit expensive. So maybe, even though Ana Rodriguez, was a part of the film, he didn't have like a big role. Like he wasn't like the big standout. So giving him this part, it's a cute little check. HBO Max doesn't have to like back up the Brinks truck for a big name. So it works. It's kind of like when you look at Legendary. Okay, we are well aware of Megan Thee Stallion. We know Law Roach is, famous in his own right because he dresses people. And once upon a time, he judged America's Next Top Model with Tyra Banks. And, we know Leomi from the ballroom scene. So when you pick your judges, it's like, yeah, you don't want to pick like the most expensive people. Like I can imagine getting Ariana Grande for The Voice was a pricey one. I forget how much they paid. I believe I heard something between $10 to $30 million. I'm not necessarily sure. I have to look that up again because I did report on that a couple of weeks ago, the rumored price tag on her. I think it was about $25 million. I actually think she's getting paid more than Katy Perry over at American Idol. I'll have to do that research, as I said before, because this is off the top of my head. But yeah, maybe he's a cheaper get. And, HBO Max is a startup in regards of streaming services. So you got to pretty much, I guess, we'll see how it is. I don't know. I'm going to hold my breath on this. I want to see a gay show with strippers or something or another. I don't know why y'all don't just, the gays and women, we love strippers. We like seeing men half naked. So I don't know why you don't cater a show to us. Well, I got an idea in my head. I'm not going to spill it on here because, I want people to know my story, my tea, and my idea. So I'm going to hold on to that, put it together a package, and sell it. And then y'all see that down the line. But moving right along, since we were talking about HBO Max and Legendary, I want to give a huge congratulations to Legendary, who their season finale is currently available on the streaming service. But I should point out that Legendary has been renewed for a third season. Yes. So the HBO Max original ballroom competition series, emceed by veteran Vogue and Pose actor Deshaun Wesley, will sashay and Shantae into a third season at the Warner Media streaming platform. Now, the reality TV competition show, which has garnered a 91% certified fresh critic score on review aggregator, Rotten Tomatoes, will return along with celebrity judges Leomi Maldonado, Jamila Jamil, Law Roach, and Grammy-winning rapper Megan Thee Stallion. Now, I should say the show is produced by Scout Productions, who also does Queer Eye and things of that nature. Oh, yes. There goes the cast. And basically they said this: we've only begun to scratch the surface when it comes to showcasing the beautiful world that is ballroom. Jennifer O'Connell, Executive VP of Nonfiction and Live Action Family Programming at HBO Max, said in a statement, "We're excited to work with our partners at Scout again to take this show to even greater heights in season 3 and continue to shine a light on these compelling stories." They also went on to say, "We are thrilled to return with our friends at HBO Max, as well as our iconic judges and MC Deshaun Wesley for a third season," added Rob Eric, Scout Productions Chief Executive Officer and Executive Producer. "We can't wait for the next season's talent to set the bar even higher as we continue to showcase the fabulous world of ballroom." Scout Productions, which recently extended its unscripted programming slate with the launch of a new documentary division last fall, is currently developing a 4-party docuseries for HBO Max. The project, entitled Equal, will chronicle the fight for LGBTQ rights pre-Stonewall. So one of the things I will say about HBO Max is I love the fact that they are very pro LGBTQ. They've been really pushing the envelope in regards of LGBTQ content. And honestly, when I was talking previously in my other video, when you get a chance, definitely check it out, about Pose, one of the things I forgot to bring up was an article that I read, I believe on them.us, and they were talking about the different factors of, what was going on with Pose and this, that, and the third. And I was thinking, like, you know what? Maybe this whole thing about shows and cult followings, like I look at Legendary as something that is not like this big breakout show, but because it's a part of a streaming service, it's doing relatively well there. I feel like if a Legendary was on, say, an ABC, NBC, or those type of networks, they probably would have canceled that shit after season one. So maybe shows like a Pose or future shows that are in that context will thrive on a streaming service more so than it would on cable, because cable likes to bind itself, or network TV like to bind themselves by a rating system. And it's unfortunate that they have to do it that way because it doesn't allow shows, in my opinion, to succeed. Meanwhile, y'all got that tight ass Bachelor show that I don't know not one person that watches that crap, but y'all tell me my Bachelor #1 show. I call bullshit. I don't know anybody that watches that show. I don't care about a bunch of fake ass white people running around trying to act like they really trying to clamor for a goddamn relationship. When we all know that y'all all that, like this recent donkey. And I saw the clip. If you're rolling for the wrong reasons, I want you to get the fuck out. They all should have got their ass up and left because we all know these motherfuckers ain't here for no damn love. They here to be on TV. So when y'all sit up in here and put all this energy into these bullshit ass shows, but then you don't want to take an opportunity or a chance on these groundbreaking type of programs, to me, it's like I live for the streaming service. I love what they're doing over at HBO Max. And yeah, I have my issues with Legendary when it's the true essence of ballroom. And I feel like from season 1 to season 2, they have gotten better in regards of incorporating more stuff within the ballroom community into the show and kind of juxtaposing ballroom and other elements of dance, which I live for, because dips and spins and all that other shit, it can get a bit stale. So incorporating other types of dances, like that whole America's Best Dance Crew vibe into ballroom, to me, it works. But the judging sometimes, I'm like, girl, what the hell are y'all talking about? Like, some of the judging is still questionable to me. Like, I look at it as like, what the hell are y'all talking about? Y'all ain't really been doing your research on some of these things. So that's my gripe with it. But overall, I like the fact that they're getting better with the show. The show is growing. And to me, I feel like the more we give a chance to Legendary, it'll get better as it goes along. That's what they need to get rid of the whole celebrity judge thing and just keep it with the core judges and let them just do what they do. Because like when they have that whole situation with Tiffany Haddish, I feel like when y'all jump and bring things in, a lot of times they're not aware of what happened in previous episodes. So things can get misconstrued based on certain people's critiques, and they're not understanding what you're talking about because they're a guest in your house in that particular episode, and they haven't been following a lot of these performers on their journey throughout the season. So I don't know how I feel about the whole guest celebrity judge thing. I don't even know how I feel about it on a lot of shows, but I get it. You're trying to draw people and get those ratings up and get fans to watch the show because you don't trust fully into your core judges, I should say. But yeah, so congratulations to Legendary, and I'm looking forward to season 3 whenever they get around to filming that. And hopefully, I guess with season 3, we'll actually get an audience because, coronavirus, a lot of people are getting vaccinated. I see that a lot of shows are letting people come in and pretty much like they're allowing audiences to be back in a studio, and we'll see how that all works out, once they bring it up. Because I do think, like, I was kind of going back and forth with it, but I was like, you know what? Audiences do bring a different element to the show. It keeps things lively, and it keeps the judges on their toes. Because if you say something that the audience don't agree with, they're gonna read your ass. So it may be cute to add them for that. So moving right along, let's bring up our final topic, which you saw we're about to allude to, Love Victor. Can I just say, this season 2, I'm living for this season. I love how they have Felix and the whole situation with his mother and her battle with mental illness and how a child is dealing. So there's so many great topics that they're touching on with this show. It's not just about a boy navigating what it's like to be gay and how his parents are taking it and that sort of thing. I like the fact that we have all these different side characters and we're seeing what they're going through and how they're dealing with certain situations in their life. So I'm loving this season of Love, Victor. I just want to get that out of the way. But
what the fuck is going
oh, Alyssa, who done pissed you off? Anyway, so back to the show. Michael Cimino, who plays Victor on the show, is opening up in the latest issue of Attitude magazine, where he is on the cover with his on-screen boyfriend Benji. They're basically talking about, well, he's opening up about the blowback he received for playing the show's lead gay character. Now, in the interview, Attitude is a UK queer magazine, by the way. Cimino, who identifies as straight, is revealing that he endured criticism from straight and queer people alike, even receiving death threats over his work. He said, I got some homophobic comments. I kind of expected that to happen. I didn't expect it from my own family members, though. Some of them reached out saying, you used to be so cool. Now you're so gay. I chalk it up to ignorance. He continued by saying, people have that programming and they often don't have to evolve and try to push past that. There's nothing wrong with being gay. That ignorance is often something that's been pressed on from generations prior. I always approach that by saying, these are normal people that are struggling and they shouldn't have to struggle. I've definitely had some criticism from the LGBT community for being in the role, Cimino continues, referring to queer activists who insist actors should come out as LGBTQ to play a queer character. I've had death threats, which is horrible, but the show is important to me. The message of hate, I came into it knowing that would happen regardless of how good I was. There are some straight actors who play gay characters who are all about supporting LGBT rights while they're programming their project, but once they're done, a year later, it's kind of forgotten. He further observes, that's not how to be an ally. That's not how you support LGBT rights. If you're not an actual ally, then what are you doing? It's an honor to play Victor and a big responsibility. I went in with the pure intent to represent that correctly. I held myself to a high standard to make sure everyone going through this story felt represented by the show. I should also point out that, I love that he's saying that because there isn't a part in the episode where he talks to, oh my God, I forgot the guy's name, the one who's on the basketball team with him. When there's a scene where he quits the basketball team because apparently some of his team members have a problem with Victor, who basically is one of their best players. They have a problem with him showering in the gym locker room with them because they feel that stereotype that all we do is we're perverts and we're going to sexually assault you. First of all, if you feel strongly in your convictions as a man that you're afraid somebody's going to sexually assault you, maybe you need to grow some balls and learn how to fucking fight. And number two, I'm sick and tired of this stereotype that gays are deviants and perverts. And I get it because this is a taught behavior from religion, from a lot of people out here who just want to spew pure ignorance and hate. So I have my gripes at times when people who are straight are playing gay characters, but when you have an industry and an institution that teaches you that you're not going to have a career if you play this role because you're gay, and you're restricting people's livelihood, and you've made it to a point where actors are so afraid to come out of the closet, even in 2021. So then we're going to play these roles then. If a straight guy's, like, I like the fact that Michael has come out and said, you know what, this is something I understand. I hear you. This is a big responsibility for me, and I'm willing to take on that responsibility. It takes a strong person who are in their convictions to do that. Now, we can go on and on about straight people playing gay roles and the issue that a lot of people have with that. And you want to give people the opportunity. But if there's a safe space provided where gay actors can feel the need to be brave enough to play those roles, then we won't have this issue. See, nobody ever bats an eye when you want to play a serial killer or you want to play a cannibal, or you want to play something dark and gritty and crazy and this and the other. We applaud that. But when it comes down to wanting to play someone who's dealing with their sexuality or their sexual identity, then it's a career killer. Oh, this is the end of your career, or you'll never work in Hollywood again. Mind you, how many people do we have that are part of the LGBTQ spectrum that work behind the scenes, and you're perpetuating this self-hate that you have on yourself on these poor actors who just want to work, who just want to have an opportunity to be a vessel to tell a story. So I go back and forth at times, honestly, as an artist and as a performer, on whether or not I feel comfortable with gay people playing or straight people playing gay roles. I would love the fact that we can have this opportunity where gay people can come in. You could play a romantic lead. You could play an action star who happens to be gay. You can, and then on occasions, I can play the straight role or this, that, and the third, and it's not an issue. Or you're saying, oh, well, I can get past you raping a woman in an episode of Law and Order SVU, or you being a serial killer. I can get past that, but you sucking dick on camera or simulating it, oh my God, you've ruined the fantasy for me. Like, I just don't understand people's warped minds where you thinking you got a chance in hell of sleeping with these people. So you have an issue with trying to get beyond, excuse me, you can't get beyond that. You can get beyond murdering and killing, but you can't get beyond sexuality or sexual orientation. So, and last but certainly not least, Michael Cimino says he was advised against playing a gay character, which is something I pretty much alluded to prior when I was going on my little rant. He said, I've been advised that you shouldn't play gay roles, especially your first big role. Everyone will think you're gay, or you won't be able to book anything. You'll never be able to build a fan base. I'm not a traditional masculine man, so that would be people trying to force me into something that I'm not. Here I am playing a gay role that might not be considered masculine, and an outdated idea of what masculinity is. Well, guess what? While people are giving him this negative feedback and this, that, and the other, Love Victor is a huge hit on Hulu. People are loving Michael's portrayal of Victor. Honestly, I'm loving his portrayal. Even the kissing is convincing because, sometimes I'll be watching these shows and a lot of these straight actors be playing gay, and I'll be watching like, y'all do the kiss with, like, you tuck your lips in your mouth, and they'll be like doing that shit. Like, I remember there was an episode of Noah's Ark where there was an actor that was like, girl, you're not even convinced me you like penis. So that irritates me when y'all be up here, y'all want to play a role, but y'all just happy to get a check, but then you don't want to really commit to the situation. But these actors have really been committing to this role. They've really been diving on it. And as an actor, you have to be willing to be like, you know what? I am a blank canvas. I am a vessel for the script and the role and the person that I'm supposed to be playing. This is me playing a character. Now, if you can't get beyond that, if you can't see me beyond this character, then that's a you issue. That's not a me issue. Or you have to figure out other ways that, if people aren't going to book you for roles, then you go and you create content for yourself. Like I stated in my previous video, be the change you want to see in the world. Create your own content if people are going to give you those opportunities. And I know there were some people, and I'm not going to mention who, that had an issue with and are queer, I should say, by the way, had an issue with two straight actors who are not gay in real life on the cover of Attitude during Pride Month. But that's just a whole nother conversation that we just gonna have to save for another time. I don't want to be on here all night trying to break that stuff down, but that's a whole nother conversation we should break down for another time. But I do want to say this. Any of these topics that you've seen so far, especially with this whole Love Victor situation, I definitely want to hear your thoughts on this. I want you to leave your comments down below. Let me know what you thought about this. What do you think about straight actors playing gay roles? Is it a problem? Do you have a problem with that? My thing personally is I don't see a problem with it if you're an actor and you're committing to playing that part. Now, the whole trans situation, I do believe that, until we're allowing trans to play other characters and we open up our minds and our hearts and stuff when it comes to trans people, I do believe trans roles should be played specifically by trans actors. If you're going to tell trans stories, you need to hire trans writers, you need to hire trans actors and to portray those roles, because I don't need somebody all of a sudden who is a cisgender person coming in and playing a trans role, and then automatically they're given an award, an Oscar, an Emmy, whatever the case is, playing the role, but then you want to overlook trans people like a MJ Rodriguez and so many other people from Pose and not give them those same flowers. that you would give a Jared Leto or an Eddie Redmayne. That's all I'm saying. So, other than that, thank you all for tuning into this episode of On the Line. I'm your host, Kris Avalon. Please leave a like, click like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Share this video, leave comments, do all the good stuff. I do read the comments. I do like, I do respond. So let me know what you guys think about this topic. I definitely want to hear your thoughts. Hopefully keep it positive. No negativity, because we don't bring that up in this situation. And once again, love you all for watching and happy ride. Ciao, darling.
We go this way.
All right, we're slithering on out.
Yeah.
Season 6. You ladies did it again. It's kind of a modified twerk.
It's something we shouldn't do after this. This is the last time we shall slither.